Last time on Let's Play Suikoden, we ran across the nefarious vampire Neclord and were directed to Qlon Temple in order to find a weapon capable of penetrating his defenses. So here we are, and this is the dungeon of Qlon, and it's pretty sizable, so we want to be on our toes. We also have to fight a lot of golem-type enemies like clay dolls here, and the Unite attack will serve us well. One thing you could do is you could bring Stallion along and use his and Kirkus's Wild Arrow Unite attack as well to sort of double up on your chances. But this is one of the better training places in the game, I feel. I like to use this area to get just about everybody to level 40, and we will get that in a bit. But first we want to save here at this Journeyman's Crystal, because this dungeon is actually one of the more sizable dungeons in the game. And we want to be prepared for that. So, now we're ready to go. Let's go upstairs, or downstairs, I guess, first. Now, the first thing we need to do is we want to head right back upstairs, but first we have to kill these guys. Joy. Should be no problem. Banshees, kind of like Sirens, but they are very low HP, so with the Unite attack with Kai, we basically kill them in one shot. And we get a lot of good experience. So now, Mamba and Kirkus have both reached level 40, which means we can get 2 new recruits once we get out of here. But for now, we actually want to just continue through the cave. I don't see why not. So the first thing we get is the Crimson Cape. I like to put this on Kai, because I think that Kai can't use Dragon Armor, which is a better piece of armor, but he can use the cape. So give it to him if you have him, if you're using him like I am. Oh, well, yeah, because it gives you a little bit more protections on your accessory slot, so it's useful. It's good for anybody, but Kai has the lowest defense, so I like to give it to him. One thing about Milich that I didn't have neglected to mention all this time is he has one single weakness, and that is the fact that he's required to use a rose brooch at all times as one of his accessories. So late game, he might not scale quite as well as others. Like, so if you look at him, you know, his defense stat is actually pretty good, 114, and largely because his armor is nice. But this Rose Brooch is lower than this Guard Ring, and once we get some slightly better things, I don't know if we ever can buy anything more effective than the Guard Ring, but we will get better things, and the Rose Brooch is a limiting factor on how much defense he can have. And since he is a front row fighter, sometimes he does kind of get eclipsed like much later in the game, like towards basically in the final dungeon. Anyway, we want to take the northern path here. But I don't care, because I think Milich is, as I've said, one of the best characters just because of his overall stat balance. Even if his armor somewhat suffers, he has a shield to make up for that, that a lot of characters wouldn't have, and he's just got an incredibly versatile stat set. So this path leads us basically directly to this, and I can't hit that guy because he's in the back row. Fair enough. But this path leads us basically directly to this chest. So that's what we want. Good stuff. And I don't know if I showed this on screen, but I've also equipped Cleo with an Earth Rune. It's basically gives you a lot of defensive style magic, which is nice. So we have a healer, a defensive style magician, and a powerful magical attacker in Milich. And you can also see that her magic stat is comparable to Milich's, so that's pretty good. Now, the Flowing Rune I just got is pretty good, but it's not, I'm not actually 100% sure on what it is. I suspect that it's like an upgraded version of the Water Rune. At this point in the game, the typical runes you can buy start to lose their effectiveness, and you'll start to find runes that are essentially upgraded versions of those original runes. And largely, those are much more valuable because you can never really buy those. So make sure you know who has which rune if you're planning on using it. So here we go in the next part of the dungeon. There's a treasure chest up there, so obviously we want to go get it. Because that's why we're here, isn't it? Just to get treasure. Okay. Let's get this. It's a headgear. And we want to actually head back over here. You might remember this type of thing happening earlier, where we had to walk through the wall. Well, here we can walk through the wall and we get the window crystal. That will allow us to recruit the guy named Window that we met in Warrior's Village. It's a pretty well hidden item, it's safe to say. And if you don't know it's there, or you don't like get really lucky or just like hug the wall or whatever, it's very easy to miss. Like, if it wasn't for my notes here, I would have missed it. Like, if you walk down here, you'll see that there's an area, but, I mean, it's not easy to see. You have to have really sharp eyes. So, next we want to head over here. And these enemies are pretty easy at this point. I mean, we've already basically wrung the majority of the experience we're going to get out of this area, with this crew anyway. We want to go north here, grab this, another old book. I think we have almost all the old books at this point, which is cool. We still don't have the guy that can use them, but hey. You know what? Whatever. Okay, I suspect I know where this door leads. Let's go in here. Alright. Escape talisman, pretty good. But we're not actually quite ready to go out there yet. We still need to explore that other area. So, we got Cleo up to level 42, that's good. She's, I think, completely caught up with the rest of the group. And let's grab this treasure chest for 5,000 bits. Completely, well, I guess we have cracked the limit there. Which I didn't know you could do, but hey. You can't do it with gambling, so I don't care. That's sort of bizarre, actually. Anyway. We got 50, so the 1,500 bits just reset it back to the limit. That was actually quite crazy. It like went over the limit there, and then it went right back down. I guess the game kind of went a little crazy. So here's a new enemy, the Red Elemental. They are strong fire elemental users, as you might expect. So we want to take them out pretty easily with the Unite Attack. This Unite Attack is so good. I can't stress that enough. Level 43 on Mamba, excellent. Get some good experience from those guys. Well, let's head down here. Now, this is one of the most well-hidden things in the game. I think this is the part. Yeah. You gotta go into the secret room here. So, we want to do that. Alright. Yeah, we got a fight, okay, that's good. But, what we really want to do is head into this room and meet this guy. This is Crowley, and he is really, really good, but he won't join us until the castle is a little bigger, so we have to get our final upgrade to the castle before we can get Crowley. Just remember that he's here. I don't know how you're really supposed to find Crowley, but, I mean, hey. It's another one of these things where, one of these kind of cryptic things in this game. But, he's there, he's one of the 108 stars, he's actually the best magic user in the game. Straight up, like, his magic stat is the best. But, he's like, kind of like Luke and Hellion and such, which... Anyway, first we want to come in here. Use a Unite Attack just because these Red Elementals can actually do a lot of damage to people like Victor who have low magic stats. Actually, our crew right now has pretty solid resistance to magic, and Victor has so much HP that even if he gets hit with it, it doesn't really matter. Let's look at Kai, actually. Kai's magic stat is his weakness. It sucks. Wow, it's actually really bad. It's much worse than I thought. So we want to get this. There's the War Scroll the guy was looking for in the temple. So we can get him as well. Cool. Making progress towards the upgraded castle. So, now we want to just head out of here. I'm fighting all these enemies because we are still gaining a fair amount of experience from it. Not a lot, but enough to where I think it's worth fighting them. If we can get one more level by the time we exit here, that'd be really nice. Yeah, like, we just got 100 experience at level 43, that's pretty good. And we got a painting as well. So that's cool. We'll have to find out what that is. Be a nice decoration for... I'll just run. And also, we still don't have the let go command on that, so that's actually sort of another reason why we wouldn't run. Yeah, we can't let these guys go, so I might as well fight them. We're about done with this place. I'd say we're about 2/3 of the way done. Maybe a little bit more than that. So, we should finish it pretty quickly. And we got some solid EXP from those guys again. Not bad. A nice long path here. Alright, nice and straightforward. Do some battle with this clay doll. Alright, so, now that we have made it here, we want to head into this little room here, obviously. Because it's a little room, it's not a stair. Bam, these guys are deceased. That Unite attack, man, doing work. Also, the fact that our weapons are level 15 when we might not necessarily always have that as an option is really helpful. I can't imagine going through this game without using Gaspar, or I should say abusing Gaspar, because that guy can be really irritating to gamble with, because sometimes it just like, basically, like I said, last time I showed you off guys that game, if he doesn't roll something that's negative for him, it's pretty difficult to win. You almost always fail to do things. Okay, so we're overloaded, so we need to just look and see. We don't need needles. Screw those. We just like need to figure out what we don't need. We don't need this guard ring. I think we have enough escape talismans too. We don't need all these escape talismans. We can buy those. At this point, all this stuff is sort of just luxury. We don't really need a lot of them, so let's go keep moving. Okay, we should kill all these guys in one hit with the Unite attack. Okay, that's cool. We're almost level 44. That would be really good. That would be really, really good. In fact, I think I'm definitely going to try to get level 44 before I leave. At least with Mamba. Okay, we got a skill rune piece and a Mega Medicine. Mega Medicines are okay. Skill rune creases are really good. We'll use that on Mamba. Because why not? Kai wouldn't have been a bad choice for that either, considering we always use him. And his skill is much lower than Mamba. But the skill on Mamba is really nice because that basically guarantees he'll hit people. And he'll also counterattack quite often, since he's almost... I always try to use him right in the front spot there, so that I can just use the Unite attack right away. Sometimes it gets to be a pain in the ass when you just want to just hit X a lot. The Unite attack is the bread and butter of this game, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, level 44, awesome. We're close on everybody else, too. Okay, this is the last room of the dungeon, though, so we probably won't make level 44. I think this is the last room. I don't think there's any more treasure, or at least I don't have any written down. Yeah, okay, this is the last room. You'll start to notice that our HP values are getting to be quite high. They're almost all at around 450 to over 500 with Victor. So that's pretty cool. Victor made level 44 and so did Kai. Awesome. And here is what the old man warned us about. Okay, it's just a sword. And a talking sword! Oh, great. Be cursed. Just what I need. I was cursed to play dice with that guy forever. Oh, great. Well, that happened. What is going on? Is this the Warriors Village? That is a good question, Victor, but it's one that we'll have to find out next time on Let's Play Suikoden. I'll see you then.